let's get the show started, shall we?
Live from BC Children's Hospital in Vancouver, it's the 29th Annual Miracle Weekend.
Yes, welcome inside BC Children's Hospital. You know, this place serves 1 million children living in BC and the Yukon. They treat the severely ill kids, of course, but they also take care of all those smaller things like the bad ear infection that happens at 2:30 in the morning or a broken elbow.
Those things can feel like big things to little people,
For sure.
I'm sure. So for the next 4 hours, all day tomorrow, we will give you an insight into so many heroic stories and how this hospital is such an important place to many families around beautiful British Columbia.
Joining me now is Reid Van Rossum and her 3-year-old son, Reid. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Tell me a little bit about your connection to BC Children's Hospital.
Well, when I was 20 weeks pregnant with Reid, we found out that he had congenital heart disease. And so our adventure with BC Children's began shortly thereafter with lots of tests and waiting for him to be born. We are over here, and he's had 2 open heart surgeries in his first 8 months of life, and he's scheduled for his 3rd this Wednesday.
So this Wednesday for another surgery. You were telling me earlier that he actually looks forward to coming to Children's Hospital. I think that's a testament to the incredible support and staff we have here.
Absolutely. All week he's just been, every night, are we going to the doctor? When are we going to the doctor? And he's just so excited to get on the ferry and be able to come over and see his doctors, and just to know that there isn't anxiety or fear over being here. It means a lot as a parent, just one less thing to worry about. So,
Because it's such a stressful time. I mean, so let's talk about your son's condition and just sort of what's evolved and where he is now. How is he doing?
well, Reid has a condition called pulmonary atresia with intact ventricular septum, and essentially his right ventricle didn't develop when he was growing, and so we've had to have multiple surgeries to kind of create a system of getting his oxygenated blood to his lungs. And so this Wednesday he'll be having what's called a Fontan procedure, and that's putting in a Gore-Tex tube that will connect from his heart and his inferior vena cava artery and connect it to his lungs.
And it's comforting knowing that you have the best help here, the best expertise.
Absolutely, and just in every aspect of it, from getting ready, the care of the people calling to set up surgery, and when we're here, just how much everybody truly loves the children here, and you can see the nurses just love these kids, and they just make it so easy when it's just the most stressful time of your life as a parent.
Yeah, absolutely. And the volunteers too, right? I know they have so many volunteers who help out.
Yeah, I remember his last surgery, one volunteer came in and all but kicked me out of the room to go for coffee and cookies. He's like, you need to get out, take care of yourself, and just stayed and played with Reid for a little bit while I could go and connect with other parents and just kind of take a breath while it was all kind of happening. So
for people who are watching at home who are maybe thinking about donating, maybe you can just share why it's so important to give and pick up that phone today.
It's so hard, and I was talking to a friend about it today, it's hard for us to watch the telethon because we've been there and it's so emotional, but it's your child, and he's so normally energetic and rambunctious.
He was just having a nap, though, isn't he, before he walked in here? So he's just waking up. That's okay.
But it's his life, and it's our family. And somebody donating, putting in the $20 a month, or even $5 or $10, it gives us a family.
Thank you for sharing your story. We appreciate you being here today. Kate, over to you.
We are pleased to introduce you now to our 2016 champion child. I had a chance to chat with Aiden Chin earlier this evening. 5 years ago, cancer tore apart Aiden's world and forced him into BC Children's Hospital for weeks at a time. But you know what? Cancer couldn't break the deep bond Aiden had with his brother and his friends. In fact, it did quite the opposite.
I don't expect my cancer to come back. It's a new chapter in my life. I guess there is a sense of being a child, being a teen again. So there are times when I do feel free. I don't think I could ever fully go back to what it was like before. Bren was 7 years old and I was only 11, so we both were just kids, right?
I had no clue. I heard the cancer word, I was just like, what is that? Okay, maybe I'm gonna see him tomorrow. My eyes kind of started opening up and I was just like, Aiden's not gonna be here for a while. I'm only gonna see him maybe a couple times a week. It just keeps on going in my head, like what if he was not gonna make it? What if I wasn't gonna see him at home anymore?
There were times when I was feeling really sick and out of it and tired, and there were times when it wasn't always the chemo, it was about how other patients in the hospital were doing.
You don't know what it's like, because I've been through so much pain, but I want to be here for 2 weeks. And they'd be here for 6 months, you say?
And I was sad that there were other patients and there were other children that were younger than me going through cancers that were harder than mine. Basically from that point on, I was like, why don't I try to get through it and then hopefully come back, help out. That's what I've basically been trying to do since I finished treatment. I got to join this club at the hospital called the Oncology Teen Group Club. It's something that you can't find out of the hospital. As a survivor, I'm still part of the teen group. There's still a lot of support that I can give to them and they can give to me, because there's an understanding that treatment isn't over when you're a survivor. There's still an emotional side of things. You have friends that are going through it, friends that aren't gonna make it through it, and that becomes a reality for you. It's not just over. Brooke was a friend of mine that I met in the hospital, and she became basically a sister to me. Brooke was definitely the closest friend that I had that I lost. The day before she passed away, I did get to see her in the hospital, and I did get to hold her hand, talk to her, and say goodbye, and tell her I loved her one last time. And I don't believe that you can accept something like that. You have to, I guess, learn to cope with it more. Before, I felt like cancer was something that was rare, that 1 in a ton of kids would be diagnosed, but it's not rare, and there's a lot of kids in oncology, children that are going through what you went through, and pain that is unexplainable. I want to be able to give back to those that have helped me in the hospital, that have made it so that I can go out there and be active and just live my life again.
It's a really good feeling that I could just go home and do something with my brother now. Without Children's Hospital, my brother wouldn't be here, so I'm eternally grateful for them being there.
I'm looking forward to staying connected to the hospital because it's been such a big part, giving back and pursuing the dreams that I have, and being able to do that because of BC Children's Hospital.
Miracle Weekend coming to a close, but what a weekend it's been. It's time to check in for a big total, guys.
It is.
Let's do
So
it.
before we do this, though, I really would like to say thanks to all the volunteers working behind the scenes who helped us out.
Yes. You've been
Yes. It really is a cast of thousands. So do we want to do this right now?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Let's turn the numbers.
Okay.
8,
0, 6, 8, 1, 0. Yeah!
Angels are smiling, lifted by love, awed by the children, exploring their world of pure innocence, pure love. whisper their prayers. Take joy in knowing that everyone shares their faith and hope and love. Little ones laughing, lost in their play. Through grateful eyes, you can hear them say, thank you all. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Miracles happen with love and with help from the angel in all of us. Miracles happen, oh yes they do. Here's hoping someday what happens for you, and peace comes to you from above. Miracles happen with love. Miracles happen with love, and with help from the angel and all of us. Miracles happen, oh yes they do. Here's hoping someday what happens for you, and peace comes to you from above.